Good morning, guys. April the 16th. I hope you guys are having a great week. I know I am. Things are looking pretty good. I'm going to share out of the Jesus Calling today. It says, "Trust me and do not be afraid." Many things feel out of control. Your routines are not running smoothly. You tend to feel more secure when your life is predictable. Let me lead you to the rock that is higher than you and your circumstances. Take refuge in the shelter of my wings, where you are absolutely secure. When you are shaken out of your comfortable routines, grip my hand tightly and look for growth opportunities. Instead of bemoaning the loss of your comfort, accept the challenge of something new. I lead you on from glory to glory, making you fit my kingdom. Say yes to the ways I work in your life. Trust me and do not be afraid. So this is I think that this little meditation and devotional is very fitting for the circumstances that we kind of have right now with the social distancing, and a lot of places are closed down, and a lot of limits and things like that on where we can go, and when we can go there, and how many people can be there and everything like that. And I am very, very adamant about routines, man. I really promote routines, with the guys that I work with, and I've talked about it on here quite a few times and stuff like that. I'm very structured. I have to be. I do better in an environment like that. And so as all of this stuff comes about, it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. A lot of things were different, and a lot of change in my routine. And I was fortunate enough throughout my life to be able to go through incarceration, to be able to be in long-term treatment programs and things like that, away from my family and away from the normalcy and stuff. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's given me the ability to change my perception, and rather than try to pick apart everything that I kind of got going on and all that stuff, I can try to look for the positives of it and try to find ways that I can grow throughout the situation. And anytime that you're in a life event that forces change onto you, and it's very sudden, it's very rapid, and it's very uncomfortable, you have to learn how to cope with that. And so that's something that I've been fortunate enough to have happen to me in my life, and I can utilize that now throughout the life that I live, and it kind of helps me along the way. So if you have been incarcerated, or you have had circumstances and stuff like that, look at that as an advantage over what a lot of people have. And that's what I try to do, and just remember that the fact that our pain can be used for purpose and not to tear us down. So try to switch that up. But the point that I'm trying to get around to with all of this is the fact that my life has slowed down drastically. I think one of the biggest tactics that the enemy uses with us is distraction. I think a lot of people have, I want to read the Bible more, or maybe I want to start doing a daily devotional with my spouse, or maybe, I would like to start that small group at church, or a Bible study at my house, or whatever the case may be. And time is a big factor. The kids got little league, you got work, you got housework, got to cook supper, got to clean up afterwards, got to get the kids ready for bed and get them all bathed, and, help them with their homework and things like that. And we got so much stuff going on that it leads us away from doing those things to make us spiritually fit. And I think that that's a huge tactic that the enemy uses, and I can see it in my life. And a situation the other day, man, I wake up, and as soon as I pop my eyes open, I reach over and I grab my phone. And when I did, and my hand hit that phone, it was like I had an epiphany, and that was the first thing. That was instinct. I didn't think, oh yeah, let me check my phone. I just reached over and grabbed it and started looking at it. And I got to thinking, I want God in my life like that. Like I want to reach for God out of instinct every time. As soon as my eyes pop open, I just boom want to go to God. I want to just grab him, and just start that daily interaction with him, just right off the bat. And I don't even want to have to think about it. And I would love to be able to sit here and say to you that, as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, the first thing I do is get up and I hit my knees and I think, but that's not the case a lot of times. You know, if I'm being honest with you and I'm being fully transparent with, that's not the case most days. You know, and you know, my brain will start racing a little bit, and I'll start reach over and I'll grab that phone out of instinct, and that brain will start going a little bit, and I'm, oh crap, man, I haven't prayed. Let me get that in real quick, and I want that. I want that. I want the main focus of my life to be seeking Christ on a daily basis and for the rest of my life. And you know, I want everything else to pale in comparison to it. And I just want to put that first and just make sure that that's the key number one thing that I'm focused on all day long. You know, it says, seek first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and all things will be given to you, right? So if I'm seeking God and I'm seeking God, and everything else should just fall into play. So why is it that our brains won't let us go in that direction? You know, it's not designed for that. A lot of, you know, in a lot of cases, we fall under attack, and you know, and I believe that that's truly a learned behavior, or for me, it is. You know, and I think that there's a lot of other people out there that are like that, but I don't want that, man. I want, you know, I want when people look at me and I want them to say, I know God's in his life. You know, I know he's a man of God. I know that God and him are just tight. I want to be tight with God. You know, and I want that relationship with him so much so that it just radiates through me. You know, that love and that compassion and that kindness that just just all over like the Niagara Falls, and I want to not be able to hold it back. I want to be able to love and be so kind and so caring and so, you know, devoted to the people around me, and to helping and to you know, furthering God's kingdom and setting a good example of what God can do in somebody's life. And I just want it to be undeniable to where no one can look at me and not have the idea, you know, God's with him. You know, and I want that so much. And there's people in my life, mentors and you know, family members and stuff like that, and I see it in them, and that's what I want. I want just out of instinct, just straight to God every time. I don't want to rely on myself. I want to place that full reliance on him, and I want him to, like he said, you know, let me be your rock. You know, from the end of the earth I call you when my heart is faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the enemies. Let me dwell in your tent forever. Let me take refuge under the shelter of your wings. You know, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's from Psalms. That's included in the scriptures that are added in with the Jesus calling. And man, it's just so poetic and so beautiful. And I just get that mental picture of just God, just wings spread wide, and me just ducking under them and hiding from everything. You know, he is my protector. He's my strong tower. I can take refuge in him in all of the chaos that's going around in the world, and all of the uncertainty, and you know, all of the civil unrest and things like that. I know that I can still be safe, and I can be secure, and I have God that I can run to, and just he's there just with open arms. You know, don't forget that you are a child of God, and that the royal blood of heaven is flowing through your veins. Don't ever forget that. Keep that steadfast in your mind, and God's going to be there to protect us. It's one of his promises. He's going to take care of us. We don't have to fear, you know. And I love you guys very much, and I hope that you all have a great day.